Hello and welcome to my non-spoiler review of Batman vs Superman here on Blades Boy Videos.
He has the power to wipe out the entire human race. If we believe there's even a 1% chance that he is our enemy, we have to take it as an absolute certainty.
The greatest gladiator match in the history of the world. God versus man. Day versus night.
You're psychotic.
That is a three-syllable word for any thought too big for little minds.
So for most people, myself definitely included, Batman vs Superman ticked the box for the most anticipated movie of the year. But the question is, did the actual movie live up to those incredibly high expectations? So when I get down to write a review, whether it's written or spoken, I always write 4 things: the story, the cast, the score, and the resonance. Okay, so the story within this film was pretty much given to us in the trailers. Batman distrusts Superman. Why? Well, literally in the beginning of the film we see Bruce Wayne within Metropolis as it's being fallen, and he sees his own building collapse. Right there and then you see the realisation on Bruce Wayne's face that this guy, this alien, this extraterrestrial being can literally level the world. He's the biggest threat to mankind and we need to stop him. Superman, on the other hand, when we see Clark Kent as a reporter, we see him looking at the Bat Vigilante and how brutal his taking downs of villains and criminals in Gotham. We see them branded with a bat symbol, and we find that that's pretty much a death sentence when these people go to prison. So Batman has turned to a life of murder. Quite interesting though, I like to think that Batman became a murderer after seeing Metropolis destroyed. That life and death hold little meaning to the Batman after seeing so much destruction, so much anger. We also see the clip of Robin's outfit with "ha ha ha, the joke's on you" that we saw in the trailer. And many people had conversations about, especially in the online space. Again, we see life and death become less of a weight in Batman's mind. So, the story pins these two Goliaths against each other, helped along by Lex Luthor as the scheming antagonist of this movie. And that's pretty much the Batman vs Superman section, which is great. We then move on to the Dawn of Justice section, which includes Doomsday and bringing these people together. We've seen it in the trailer, I'm not really spoiling anything. That's where the movie falls apart for me. But let's carry on. So we have the cast. Let me tell you now, Ben Affleck is my definitive Batman. For me, he has the soul and essence of Bruce Wayne whilst being the dark and brooding person that is the Dark Knight, the Batman. Christian Bale was a great Batman. For me, Michael Keaton is a brilliant Batman. That may be nostalgia. I'm probably going to forget about the others and put them two up there. So we've got Michael Keaton, Christian Bale, now Ben Affleck's up here, he's off the camera. He was perfect. Henry Cavill, we've seen him before, Man of Steel. I love Man of Steel. I thought Henry Cavill was great. He did exactly what Superman needed to do. And the last compliment I'm going to give is Lawrence Fishburne. He was what we needed to move the story along in the perspective of Clark Kent's story anyhow. Now, moving on. Wonder Woman, Gal Gadot. I have to admit, I'm almost offended by her casting. She looks great as Wonder Woman. She's a very beautiful woman, striking eyes, but the acting that I saw in this film wasn't there. And to say her past is a model, Fast and Furious, a couple of films there, and 999, she wasn't brilliant in any of those, apart from maybe being a model, but she's gorgeous, so we expect that. In this movie, there was no acting, she was wooden. I feel that there is an extensive amount of actresses that are beautiful and are talented and should fulfill the role of Wonder Woman far more than Gal Gadot. Amy Adams is the complete opposite. She is a multiple Academy Award-winning actress. Just look at her films like American Hustle, like Fighter. She is a great actress, yet she seems to be here to be a damsel in distress. And I think to myself, what a waste of talent. Jesse Eisenberg. Now, I like Jesse Eisenberg in this movie. I like how he's sort of rocking on insanity whilst being powerful and having more money than the Bank of England. However, he isn't Lex Luthor. Let's face facts and be real with each other. I didn't see a portrayal of Lex Luthor. I saw a portrayal of an insane billionaire. I liked the portrayal of an insane billionaire, but it wasn't the Lex Luthor that I wanted. It wasn't what it could have been. Okay, so story, cast, score. This movie is scored by the great Hans Zimmer, and for the most part, you can tell, for the most part, it is great. Let me tell you, the scene where Batman and Superman go at it, I was in the movie. Literally, I always think the score is the emotional resonance of the movie. It pulls your emotional heartstrings and takes you along. It's like the soul of the movie. You can't see it, you can't feel it. And most of the time, when you're in the movie, you don't really pay attention to it. But when it's perfect, you feel those feelings you're meant to feel. When it's terrible, you can tell. I'm not saying it was terrible at any point in this movie, but as the movie for me got a bit ridiculous, so did the music. And it actually the movie left me with my head in my hands, but we'll get to that. So, I like to write about the cast, the story, the score, and resonance. What the hell is resonance? Well, resonance is how I resonate with a movie. It's my complete personal take of the movie. Now for me, I love Batman. I love Superman. I love the movie until about 3/4 of the way through. And then it went bad, honestly. You've seen the trailer, the second trailer where Doomsday jumps in and you're like, what the is that? Well, yeah, that happens in the movie. It does. And it takes the weight away from everything and forces this coalition of superheroes, which the fight scenes, it's okay. Everything gets destroyed, which again is like Man of Steel. Is Zack Snyder the next Michael Bay? Neither of them can really tell a great story, and both of them can shoot great action scenes. And neither of them are able to demonstrate the weight of destruction. Don't get me wrong, Zack Snyder did a great job at the beginning of this movie, but it sort of left off where Man of Steel left off, where loads of people have died, a city's destroyed, I would just move on. Okay, so I love the start of this movie, I love the middle of this movie, but the third act destroyed me. It really did. However, you will like this movie if you don't need more than straight action. If you don't require more in a movie, if story isn't the most important thing for you, and effects and fighting is, you will probably like this movie. And that's great. For me, I have to give it a 6.5 out of 10. I was bitterly disappointed by the ending. I'm not going to spoil it. But footage bad. It left me with my head in my hands, and you know, I had IMAX glasses on. It was in 3D, and the movie shouldn't have been in 3D for a start. There's nothing to capture in 3D. Nothing jumped out really. It didn't really enhance it. It just dulled the screen down and meant that I had to wear glasses for the entire movie, which I find annoying. I wish IMAX would shoot in 2D. That would be great. So, there it is, my review. I hope you enjoyed it. You've been awesome. I've been awesome. And as always, comment, like, subscribe. Catch you later.